Westminster University have managed to achieve is to develop a tool which can be used and can be applied so that we can actually measure what is happening within the workforce and what that impact is.
Diversity Works for London is a mayoral initiative which is designed to support businesses to improve performance through diversity.
In the Westminster Business School, we've been trying to get an idea of how these things impact on the bottom line. If firms promote diversity, are they seeing their profits increased? Are they seeing their employees working more effectively?
We were really interested in getting involved in the project to understand more about how could we really start to put a number and demonstrate the return on investment on our diversity initiatives. Cisco is a very data-driven company, and one of the things that people ask me a lot is, how do we really know that this is having an impact? How do we know that this is actually delivering dollars to the bottom line? How do we know that it's really worth investing in?
My main area is strategic management. My particular specialism is strategy dynamics. What interested me was, is there a link between what people talk about in the broader sense of being diversity in organisations and some sort of impact on the bottom line, i.e. corporate performance?
Diversity and inclusion is one of those things that people buy into generally. They see it as a good thing to do and they can see absolutely the reason for doing it. One of the things we've struggled with is actually putting a figure on that to show how it impacts on the bottom line. And like any project that you're trying to change behaviours with and to involve the whole organisation rather than just a small group of people, it takes a long time to make those changes, and it takes a great deal of investment in terms of resources and time. And working with the Diversity Scorecard with the Return on Investment project has really helped us to actually put numbers onto that and to look at it in a much more structured and objective way. And I think one of the things we've learned through working with the Diversity Scorecard project is really to be able to see what it is costing us as a business in terms of time, who the key people are that can actually get things moving, and where our time and resources is best spent to actually make those changes in behaviour that we're looking to do. It's ongoing, but I think having gotten the results back, or the initial results back from the scorecard, it's actually shown us a very positive message, and that gives us a much bigger incentive to buy in our senior leaders on a bottom line basis and make sure that we have their support ongoing for the future.
Diversity is part of the DNA of this particular firm, and having been around for so long, it was never really part of a conscious sort of attempt to see whether it led to any business advantage. And being involved in this project has meant that the unconscious sort of approach and strategy that we have was able to be quantified, and therefore we were able to carry out an analysis to see the nature of the business advantage that we were able to obtain.
I was slightly sceptical, but only because of the language that was being used. It's been incredibly beneficial for us. It means that we've been able to understand better what it is that we're doing well. That means that we have a motivated workforce and delighted clients and customers. And without this, we would probably carry on doing what we're doing without really knowing what it was that we were doing that was right. So it's been incredibly interesting. It's been an eye-opening journey. I would encourage other people to participate. It does take some time. You do need to put some time and some effort into it, but it is very worthwhile.
Diversity is crucial to us, both because it's a diverse world out there, and because by keeping our fingers on the pulse of where our staff are at and where people are at, we can sort of keep ourselves in tune with the times. It's very, very easy in this sort of business to get rather stuck in a rut. But the business is such that we can't allow ourselves to do that. We really do have to move forward and transform ourselves all the time. It's a perpetual process, really.
What really motivated us was the fact that it resonated with what I believe are some of the most important things around anything to do with business, but particularly around something which can be quite difficult to measure, which is diversity and inclusion. So it provided some tools and some framework to determine the return on investment one got from putting the time and effort and the resources into diversity and inclusion. So it was a very useful tool for us to sit down and then say, okay, this is what we've been doing, but what is the real impact on our business, not only now, but in the future, medium and long term, so we could quantify the real business benefits to us as an organisation.